Salute to everybody in the building, man. Welcome, welcome. Tonight is Barbershop Talk. Y'all know how that goes, man. I got a topic, but we could talk about anything, man. I'll open up the floor to you guys. I'm a viewer, just like most of us are, man. I'm a viewer. And I'm just sitting back and I'm observing and I'm seeing that the world is trying to tell us what manhood is and what masculinity is. We need to reject. We define masculinity. And I've said this over and over and over again. As men, what are we being told today? Look around, right? Constantly being told what to do. Constantly being told what manhood is. Like we don't know what it is to be a man. Like we weren't taught. We didn't see it. And that's the biggest thing for me. We have a culture. We have a history. We have roots, right? We were raised by grandfathers that went out there and got it out the mud. Fathers, uncles, mentors. We have culture. We have history. Stop letting people tell us that we don't. And this is specifically for Western men, because we're constantly being told where to look to appreciate other cultures, to appreciate other people's roots. When we have our own roots, I'm proud of my roots. I'm proud of the culture I come from. I don't like where it's going, but it's up to us to change. Stop listening to society. Stop letting society shame you for being a masculine man, right? I'm not trying to be a guru and I'm not trying to preach it. I just see where it's going. And for the next generation, we have to define what masculinity is. Not society, not nobody else, not governments. We do. Constantly being told, oh, you're too soft, or you're too hard, or you're low value. You need to be high value. Hey, you're too masculine. You're too feminine. It's a constant barrage. And if you listen to it over and over and over again, you would believe that everything about who you are and what you are as a man today is wrong. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. We need to remember who we are. We need to remember who raised us, how we were raised, right? The lives that our grandfathers lived, great grandfathers. That's in us. It never went away. We just forgot about it because there's so much noise out there. We're getting bombarded from so many directions, right? Being a man isn't about being validated from anything outside of you. It's about facing your responsibility. It's about overcoming obstacles. It's about dealing with pressure in your life without running away from it, right? This is historically what our forefathers went through. You come from the men who stormed the beaches at Normandy. You come from men who overcame tremendous struggles, who built this country with their bare hands. That's in you. You come from men who have fought battles and wars all around the world. And like listening to society today, like there's just so much noise out there. There's so many loud voices out there that are trying to speak for you. You forge your own identity. You decide what kind of man. You remember the people you looked up to when you were young. Like I said, your grandfather, your father, your mentors, your coaches, your community activists, whoever it is, you were shown how to be a man at some point in your life. You've just been bombarded with so much outside noise, with so much pressure. We've been distracted for so long that we may have forgotten. And I'm not saying everybody has. I'm not saying I know all the answers. I'm just saying that I'm really starting to remember. I'm really starting to remember who it is. And I think it's time that we take a break. I think it's time that we take a break from the noise and we look inside of ourselves, find our own voice, right? Take some space to think, to reset, to remember, to breathe, right? To reconnect with your own values, right? We're not broken. We're stuck because we don't take the time. We don't take the time away to remember who we really are, the legacies that we come from, the men who have went before us. Look around you. Look at the skyscrapers. Look at the roads. Look at the means of transportation. Look at the infrastructures that surround you. Those are built by our forefathers. It's in you. It's in there. And once you cut off all the noise, you'll hear it. It's in you. You start remembering the things you wanted when you were a teenager, when you were in your 20s, things that you haven't had the time to even sit and think about. It's still in there because everything around us is loud. Work is loud. Social media is loud, right? Bills, responsibilities, society, it's loud, screaming at you. It's telling you who you can be, what you can be, how you must act, right? Telling you the type of man you can be. I reject that. I reject it. I'm going to decide who I am. I'm going to decide what I'm in the path that I'm going to walk in life, no matter what. So I think one thing that really strengthened my reserve on this path that I'm on is getting out, getting away, being able to exhale for the first time in a long time. And it was in that space where I had time to see who I wanted, what I really wanted for me, not for everybody else, not even for my kids, not for my family, for my friends, not for the kids that I coached, for me. And I hadn't asked myself that. I haven't even allowed myself to think about that for many, many years. Probably since my kids were born, so over 20 years, I hadn't allowed myself to think about myself first and what I really wanted. Does it mean that I just dropped all my responsibilities and ran away? No, I'm still here, still doing the things that I need to do. But now I'm working to a greater purpose for myself. Step by step. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's because I stepped out of my normal environment. I gave myself the opportunity to think clearly, not to escape, not to run away, but just to get away from the noise. And now, for me, that's something that I'm going to do regularly. I'm planning my life that way. Not just to party and vacation, but to actually take time for myself, to unwind, to get away from the noise. So just remember, man, we got to remember, we have a culture. We have strength in us already. We have tradition and roots. We don't need anybody else's. It's already in us. We just got to remember. Now, I know it sounds like I'm preaching, but this is like something I've really been thinking about, man. Like, take a look around. Take a look around the internet. And I don't care what culture you're from. I don't care where you're at in the world. There's somebody up there who's telling you what to do, or telling you that you need to run away, or telling you how to live your life. You can't live anybody else's life. You can't walk in anybody else's shoes. You got to walk in your own shoes. You got to make your own. Can you take advice from people? Yes. Can you use somebody else's blueprint? Yes, but you have to tailor it to yourself And sometimes you do need to step away. Some of the greatest work that you're going to accomplish in your life is probably done in the dark where nobody's going to see. And you need that. We need that because we don't get a chance. We don't get a break from the noise unless we make a conscious effort to do it. You know, a lot of times we don't allow ourselves to. I remember planning things for myself. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do this. Little things for myself. And I always found a way to not do. I always ended up putting somebody else's need in front of mine. Always, constantly. So if you take anything from this tonight, just please, fellas, ladies, if you take the time to reset from time to time, man. Take the time to give yourself a breather, a reset. Don't forget don't forget where you come from. Don't forget your roots and who you are and the culture that you do have. Like, that's one of my pet peeves is when I constantly hear people saying that we don't have a culture, because we do. We absolutely do. People, the men that went before us, accomplished great. It done an amazing thing. And we may not be where they're at. We may not have that status, but it's because we have forgotten. We have forgotten.
Real man, real talk, step inside, unwind. Barbershop talk, sharp lines for the mind. Brothers link up, cause the space feel